The today's topic is custom object. Okay. So, what is this custom object, and why we use this custom object? So, custom object in the sense it is a custom fields. So far we created a reports and we created calculated fields and we used that reports in integrations like EIB outbound and Studio outbound integration, and also we have seen some of the delivered fields in a core connector template integration as well. So apart from this, you had a request like to store the details of some custom fields, which fields are not delivered by the workday and which fields are not available in any kind of data source and not available in under any kind of business object. So in that case, we need to create one custom object. So the Workday has that facility to create the custom object to use those fields for business requirements. Let's say for example, so normally if you are implementing this Workday for any US country company, you will get all the fields and all the configuration areas. But when it comes to India, so there is no fields for PAN number and UAN number and also some kind of Aadhaar number like that. So there are no delivered fields for that. Suppose if you want to means you should maintain. Suppose if you are maintain the details of every Indian worker, these details are very very mandatory as you stored in the form of government IDs or other IDs. So these are all the different use cases that you need to create the custom objects. So now in today's session, we are going to see how to create those custom objects and what are the types of custom object and how to configure and how to give the security permissions and how to ensure these custom objects are available in the worker profile and how to add the data. Suppose if you want to load the mass details, how it would be. So we are going to see all these details. Okay, so the first one, if you want to create any custom object, you should access the task called create custom object. Okay, create custom object. So click on this create custom object and workday object. So this one actually asking to configure the business object. So before creating this custom object, you should ensure in what area you are going to create this custom object. Like whether you are creating for worker or you are creating for some core HCM or you are creating for some absence or time tracking or payroll or compensation. You need to ensure that particular area. So based on that, you should select the workday object. Workday object is nothing but the business object only. So here I'm taking worker business object. Okay, so now the field which I'm going to create that is available in a worker business object. So the data sources which are returning the worker as a primary business object or where you can use worker as a related business object also, you will able to get access of this custom object field. Okay, let's give the custom object name. Okay, like status state. Okay, status state. Let's give test and before this one. Okay, status state. Click on OK. So this is the configurational area of this particular custom object, and in the first column, in the first area, it is telling the custom object name and ID. This is the ID, and also allow multi-instance per project. Suppose if you want to enter multiple values under this field, if you want to enter multiple values under this field, you will select this as a multi-instance field, just clicking on this checkbox. Otherwise, just keep it as default. So right now, stay for status state. Actually, we are entering only one day. Okay, so only one day. So just keep it as a single instance field. Okay, and click on the next one, field definitions. So here we have the proposed new fields tab. Click on add. Okay, the field label. Field label in the sense nothing but the field name only. So this is the custom object name and this is the field label. Though so field name is just status state only. Okay, like just giving this name like this, status state test, and the field type you should select date type. Okay, so if you suppose if you want to configure any validation, like everybody should have this field value like that, and you can make you can maintain as this one required. Okay, you can give this as one a required one. So if not, just leave the blank and display order. Okay, so display order. Here I would like to show you something. Let's take one existing employee. Okay, so go to the actions and additional data tab and view all. When you click on view all, so it will populate it all the additional fields only. Okay, so these are all the different additional fields. These are not delivered by the workday. So based on security access, based on eligibility is nothing but the domain access only. So this worker is getting this compensation region and additional compensation details. So in the same way here, the additional compensation details is coming as first, and compensation region placement is coming as second one. Suppose if I giving the order as one, let's see what happened. Okay, display order as one, and these are all coming as default, and display option do not show if empty. Suppose if I'm not adding any value to this particular field, then it is not show. So it is not so. That is what it is saying. Okay, so don't click on this box. Okay, so because if you are click on this checkbox, suppose if you are forget to add the data, and it will not visible. Okay, it will not populate it. Then it will be a problem. So don't check this box. Okay, so this is my field configuration. And the next, permissions, domain. So just give one domain which is accessible by the workers. Okay, custom report creation. So this is the just domain. Okay, just domain. So the people who are accessing this domain means this domain is actually part of their accessible security groups. Okay, this domain is part of their accessible security groups. So once they have this security domain security, they will access this status state. Okay, click on next. So this is my summary. Okay, so all the custom object configuration, what is the name, what is the label, and what is the type, display order, domain, everything. So okay, my custom object was successfully created. Just click on OK. So the display value, status state, on reference ID, status state. Of course, they are not mandatory, but just select that one. Okay, so here you can write some custom thing. This status state is for testing purpose only. You can write there some text also. Okay, so now it is populated like this. Field definitions, the field label, field type, category custom fields. Okay, and order is one. Custom fields web service alias. Why we need this custom field web service alias? So let's say for example, you are loading the data by using studio integration. Okay, you are loading the data on these fields. Let's say it's a mass loading. Let's say you are entering for more than 100 employees. So by the time you should have one external file with all these details like employee ID and status state, and you created one inbound integration. Okay, and after that you should add one workday outrest component. So in that workday outrest component there is a configuration for this custom object, and likewise you need to call this custom object by using this custom field web service alias, not from the direct field label. Okay, not from the direct field label. So that is important of this web service alias. Just click on OK. Okay, now let's refresh this worker profile. Okay, my test status state is came. Suppose if we click on edit instruction, this status state is for testing purpose only. Okay, so you can add any kind of date. So why we need this status state actually? So this is one real-time cases use case. This status state is actually creating for to know the status state of that particular employee in that particular company. Let's say you have the four different companies in four countries. Sometimes the worker is transferred from one company to another company. So the organization is decided to track his organizational history in each company. So by the time they would use this status state. Let's say for example, suppose initially he was hired in a US country company. So they actually started with the hire date and same status state are same. Let's say he was in joined in 2017, February 1st. Okay, from 2017 to February, and also up to March, he was in the same company, and what are the years that are occurred in during this period. So that will populate it all the years as a length of service. And then after March, he was moved into UK country, okay, UK country company. So now they are actually having the new status date from the April 2025, April 1st, 2025. So now the organization can track. So this worker is worked in the US country company some 80 years. Okay, now he started UK country. So like that actually they can track all the organizational history of that worker. So that is the purpose actually we use this status state, and they have created some EIPs and studio integrations also to load all the details of this status state. Suppose if you here, if you click on OK, okay, the status state got updated to this particular worker. So likewise, if you see any other workers, let's take this example. Go to the actions, additional data, and view all. Test status state. Okay, test status state. So same here also you can enter the date for this employee. Okay, let's see the hire date of this employee. Hire date was 4/16/2015. Go to the actions. Okay, 04/16/2015. Like this. We can add one test custom object. Okay, let's create one multi-instance custom object. Okay, multi-instance custom object. Again using the task create custom object. Again same on a worker business object. So custom object name test multi-instance. Click on OK. So these are same, and here we need to check the box because we are going to create a multi-instance field. Okay, click on next. Propose new fields. The first field, okay, test one, test field one. Okay, the field type is some. Let's take a text. Okay, so display order is 1. So I'm not going to add any display option, do not show empty like that. Okay, and add the next one, test field 2. So this field type is like some numeric number because so let's take integer. Okay, numeric number, numeric field. Okay, so like that, and also the order is 2. Okay, so just I have added like this, and click on next, and permissions same custom report creation. So otherwise we also have the custom domains here. like this custom domains. Suppose if you select any custom domain, you need to ensure that this domain is added to that particular worker security groups. So if not, you should add that domain to their accessible security groups. Otherwise, they won't able to see all these fields. So that is why I'm actually using the custom report creation domain. Okay, again click on next and OK. So the display value test field 1 and reference ID also just give the test field 1. See, when I selected text, this come like as a T integer numeric, and these fields are only testing purpose. Okay, just click on OK. Okay, now let's see. So how actually they are reflecting. So let's open test multi-instance. If you click on edit, so it will actually coming like this. You click on plus symbol, it is asking for the first field. Okay, and also like that you can add any fields. Okay, so like this you can add and give the data. I think we better to delete the order ID because it is coming like this. Okay, so after creating custom object, if we want to edit that custom object, so we have the task called edit custom object. Okay, so edit custom object, select the custom object, test multi instance. Okay, field type 2, so in the order, and also from here, okay, just click on OK, click on OK. Now let's see, just refresh it. Click on edit, go to the test multi instance. Okay, so we're actually added two fields there, so that is why it is coming like as, okay, it is coming like as field 1 and field 2. So I will explain this scenario. So whenever actually you are getting like this, so this this is for, okay, this is for, suppose if you want to enter, suppose if you want to enter kind of data which is should be representing some range, okay, which is representing some range. So based on a requirement, actually we have seen the wellness score of calculated field lookup range band, wellness score. Okay, so for example, If a worker has a wellness score of 0 to 0 to 1, he is saying that not participating. And from 2 to 25, the score is 25. 26 to 50, the score is 50. And 51 to 75, like that, actually we created one calculated field. So in the similar manner, in the similar manner, if you want to add one custom fields, which is giving the details like the same thing. Suppose if the range is between some particular numbers like 0 to 1, okay, same like as not participated, and 2 to 25, 2 to 25 is like just like some started. Okay, so let's take suppose if 0 to 1 not participating, and plus, okay, so it is not taking up time. Okay, just 0 to 1. And if it is 25, okay, if it is 25, you can give just started. And if it's 50, good. And if it is 75, some satisfactory. If it is 100, excellent. Suppose we can use this kind of things in anywhere. Like suppose every year the company has some performance review program to give the bonuses and incentives, best performance incentives of an employee. Every time the company is having every year the performance reviews. Okay, as a part of that, as a part of that, so instead of as a part of that, they will creating some fields. They will creating some fields like this to show the okay to show the values. Suppose if that the review score is getting 0, okay, instead of not participating, the review score is 0, and we can give some other kind of a text like very poor performance, okay, and average. So 50% in the sense meets exception, okay, unsatisfactory, excellent, like this. Okay, like this also they can add for every worker. So based on that, based on that, suppose if our worker having only the 25 average, so they will directly add 25 with average, and they will remove all the remaining things. Okay, like that, and we can create the custom object fields, right? Okay, this is how if multi-instance and single instance fields can be created. Okay, now let's take see an example of how to upload these mass details. Means let's take an example of same this status state. Okay, same the status state. How to update as mass loading. So before that, we'll take two employees and we'll verify whether they are having the status data or not. So let's take any employees like 1000. Yeah, let's take this employee. Not this one, 100. Okay, Josh Moore. And let's check for whether this employee having the additional data of the status stage. Yeah, he's having. So this is a one worker and another worker will take other employees. Okay, let's take this employee and actions, view all. Okay, fine. Okay, so view all. So I'm going to load the status date for these two workers through EIB integration. Let's see how to do that. So same task you need to use to create any kind of EIB, whether it is inbound or outbound. Create EIB and test EIB. Okay, custom objects. Custom objects. Select the inbound and click on OK. So in general settings, set leave default and get data. So give the attached file at launch in the data source and data format. You need to select custom object spreadsheet template. Okay, so I told you extend spreadsheet template as well. So this is a separate actually tool that Workday has introduced in the last few years ago. We can call it as a Workday Extend. So this is an software as a service. So we can create our own modules like this. So we have seen the core HCM transactions in core HCM module. Okay, there we've started one hire process, termination process, job change one. So the icons and navigations that you are seeing. So by using this Workday Extend, we can able to create the similar kind of similar kind of other module, and we can create our own fields there. We can create our own fields and also the own data sources and also the own okay business objects as well. Suppose if you are creating a kind of Workday Extend app or any or creating any module by using this Workday Extend, and you are deployed in this tenant, and there are some custom fields. Okay, there are some custom fields. I mean, with respect to that extend, so you can generate this extend spreadsheet, and you can add the details of that particular report fields, but they are not delivered by the Workday, but they were created as a custom field by using the Workday extend service. So like that, we have the other one is there, and select the custom object spreadsheet template here, and give the custom object as status state. Okay, so then click on next. So the transformation is automatically coming as custom object transformation, and delivery also custom object delivery method, and click on next and click on OK. So now go to the related actions, template model generate spreadsheet template. Click on confirm, submit. Okay, refresh it until the spreadsheet is downloaded. Okay, so open the output file and download this test status state and open it. Okay, so like this it is actually open. See, here the status state coming as a alias name. Status date test coming as alias name. So what we are going to do is set the worker employee ID, this one, okay, and the date 04/11/2022 year. So enter this format, first year 2022 and 04 and 11. Okay, so similarly for the same worker, copy this employee ID and paste it here. And what is the 7/7/2017? Okay, 2017 hyphen 07 hyphen 07. So like this. So this one is not having any overview tab, and we are not going to we are not configured any like um, automatic processing and manual processing like that. So since it is a simple kind of data loading, so that is why directly we have the only worker employee ID and status state. Okay, just save it, and now let's run the integration. So intsys test EIB custom objects. Okay, now run the integration, launch. So integration attachment, create integration attachment, select files and downloads, test status state, click on OK. Okay, so see, so here there we are not having any uh, validate to only load, because it's not required for custom object spreadsheet. Okay, so here I'm clicking this checkbox. Suppose if any errors occurred, it should return as a attachment. Okay, just click on OK, refresh it, refresh. Okay, done. Okay, done. All records are loaded successfully. Let's verify the same thing. Navigate to the worker profile, actions, additional data, view all, 4/11/2022, Okay, successfully updated. And Andrew, go to the additional data, view all 7/7/2017. Okay, so the details got successfully uploaded. And also, if you want to configure any kind of validation rules, you can add the validation rules as well. Create custom object validation rule. Configure custom object validations. Okay, by using this task, let's say status state, custom field, status state. You can give the name like invalid value and message entered invalid value. Please enter valid data like this. And rule, you can create any rule. Okay, conditional rule. So right now here we don't have any rule. Like that we need to create the validation rules. Okay, so mostly actually we are not going to use this validation rules. Okay, suppose if you have the a request like this, we can configure the custom object by using um, conditional rule custom object. So the task is like create custom object conditional rule and configure as a part of configure the validations. We need to create the custom object conditional rules. We need to use the task called custom object conditional rule. Just open this one. Custom object status state. Okay, so location is Colorado. Okay, so location. So here what I'm doing here, I'm just adding this condition. I mean adding this status state only for the only for the location Colorado people. Okay, only for the location Colorado people, so that only Colorado remote Colorado location people can access this status state. Okay, suppose if I copy this condition rule and paste it here. Okay, and click on this evaluate only on OK. If I add like this, it will give the critical warning like entered invalid value, please enter valid data, like this. Or otherwise we can edit and Sorry, I'm not here. Okay, so the custom object validations. Okay, so configure custom object validation, and you can change the message as well. Enter the correct location because this field is for only Colorado. Okay, this field is only for Colorado location. Like this, actually, we can add one. Okay, so we can add one message and saying this as invalid value like that. So like that we can add, but here it is accessible by all the workers because we are giving the domain called custom report creation. So the people who are having the custom report creation domain access, so that they will definitely getting access to this custom object irrespective of this validation. Okay, so to remove this, what they are doing, they are always selecting the custom domain only. Suppose if you're selecting the custom domain, so that will the additional configuration, like you need to add the all the mandatory security groups to that custom domain. Then only you can add the validation like this. Then only so that's why mostly the validation is not configured. Okay, so validations are not configured, so they are actually keep like us for all workers to accessible by all workers. So this is the one status state real-time scenario, and also one more scenario that will have. Um, Sometimes the organization is actually maintain the other IDs. I mean, custom IDs. Custom IDs in the sense, mostly the organizations who are worked on the domains like uh, health domain and some financial domains, right? So they were maintaining some custom ID along with the original ID. So the worker is already having one ID, but they were for some reasons actually they are maintaining some custom ID. Suppose if they are asking to create that kind of custom ID, kind of any kind of thing, so this is the process to create custom object and configuration. So this is also one of the important one to know this. Okay, so if you want to delete the custom object, you have the task called delete custom object. Okay, delete custom object and edit custom object. Also, you have the access. You can edit the custom object and you can delete the custom object. You can create the custom object and you can create the custom object validation rules and like that. So these are all the different tasks with respect to the custom objects. Okay, so that's all for today. So anybody has any doubt?